Early Wednesday morning, North Korea launched a missile that traveled 1,678 miles over the Japanese island of Hokkaido and landed in the Pacific Ocean. The North Korean missile was widely believed to be an intermediate-range ballistic missile that is designed to carry a large nuclear warhead and then can travel up to 3,700 miles. North Korea's leader, Kim Jong Un, has authorized more than 80 missile tests since taking power almost 6 years ago, but all those missile launches splashed down in the nearby waters without going too far, or some ended in catastrophic failures. With each launch, however, experts say the regime can further refine and perfect its technology. Now the technology may have matured, but Russia and China are not an ideal target for the launch, as the two countries would not take the issue lightly. So Japan was targeted, as Kim Jong Un wanted to show the world his confidence that the missile could make it over Japan without failing over Japanese territory.
Obviously, it's a kind of a very strong provocation against Japan because this is the second time North Korea has fired a missile flying over Japan. Last time it was 1998 when North Korea fired its Taepton-1 missile. So this is the second time. The difference is this time is much stronger and the two missiles. Last time is kind of the missiles to help the satellite to moving into the orbit. All right, so this time is the true missile, and this missile could be capable of carrying nuclear warheads. So that is why Japan feels so threatened by North Korea's provocation.
2 days after North Korea flew a missile over Japan, the United States and South Korea staged their own show of force with state-of-the-art fighter jets. Actually, North Korea first threatened to fire missiles towards Guam, a major U.S. military center in the Pacific and where some 160,000 U.S. citizens live. Trump said that he had received North Korea's latest message loud and clear, and all options are on the table. In the meantime, the United Nations Security Council condemned North Korea's recent missile tests as outrageous actions. Diplomats there have been urging China to support a fresh round of sanctions on the regime, including a ban on oil deals with North Korea. But he gave no further indication that he was prepared to take tougher actions. On the other hand, the expert we interviewed said Pyongyang's actions should not come as a surprise, since North Korea always protests against the joint U.S.-South Korea military exercises, which it views as an invasion. Mr. Kim Jong Un called the test on Tuesday a meaningful prelude to containing Guam and the curtain raiser of the North's resolute countermeasure against the joint military exercises that the United States and South Korea began last week.
When Chinese side asked North Korea to be restrained. So that is when North Korea put the hold on the missile test against Guam. However, U.S. and South Korea did not freeze their military drills. As a result, North Korea decided to respond in this way, because North Korea already mentioned about, all right, you want me to freeze first. All right, I freeze first. So North Korea wants to see the U.S. and South Korean side also freeze their military drills. Because from the North Korean perspective, this is provocation. This is a rehearsal for invasion North Korea.
To further analyze the situation, we have to know that there are several overlapping dynamics at work here. On the Korean Peninsula, there is the North-South conflict, despite the ceasefire agreement signed in 1953. Technically, the North and South remain at war since it was not a peace agreement. In wider terms, there's competition between China and the United States. The United States has 30,000 troops stationed in South Korea, and the two are military allies. In the north, China is both a key economic relationship for Pyongyang and has a defense agreement in place. Beyond this is Japan. Its distance to Pyongyang makes the threat more prominent, while Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is seeking reform of Japan's pacifist constitution. Greater insecurity in the region could strengthen his hand in doing so. And Taiwan should also be prepared for the worst-case scenario.
With the rise of China and also the recent North Korean issue, there is a very high possibility to have military conflict in the north of Taiwan. So Taiwanese government and military have to be, prepared for the worst scenario, worst case scenario in terms of North Korean issue.
Worsening relations between China and the United States in the wake of North Korea's nuclear expansion and missile tests could have implications for Taiwan as well. Some observers said China's unwillingness to put pressure on North Korea has angered the United States, leaving the country with no option but to increase its support for Taiwan through both arms and trade. In the meantime, problems in dealing with the United States could cause China to step up its measures against Taiwan. One thing is certain, while there are opportunities for Taiwan, they are definitely not easy ones.